handicapped,
no chance of recovery.
No chance of recovery, and or a possibility of killing the mother, then the euthanasia, then they would come for. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Hey, engineer, how about pulling up that one where Trump administration is claiming about Kamala Harris Kamala Harris wanting transgender sex changes for inmates. Can you pull that one up for me, please?
Did you hear how they chopped that up to put it into a narrative?
Yeah, I noticed how they chopped. I noticed how they chopped up every one of them, basically. But
first thing, let's put it in context. Go ahead.
What is this movement that she's talking about that they put in there? What is that movement?
I don't know what they're talking about in the ad, except they're building a lie. The first thing that happened when Kamala Harris was in California, she actually fought them having gender affirming care in the prison, because as a prosecutor, as the attorney general, it was her, excuse me.
That's a lie.
Let me finish. It was her job. It was her job to support and defend the policy of that system in the state. They went to court and lost because the 8th Amendment of the Constitution says that you shall not, it restricts cruel and unusual punishment even against prisoners. So they lost that case, and she had to turn around and support the law that was put out. And that's when they started doing it. So she has no, that was not a policy she put in place. That's the constitutional right.
That said that the constitutional right said that they had a right to get their sex changed?
Because of that amendment to the Constitution, it's unlawful to deny essential health care to anyone detained by the U.S. government.
But how is that essential health care, though? A sex change.
You can debate it, but that's what it was litigated in court, that it's essential health care. If somebody's in prison and has had sex change operation, and they're going to die or they're going to suffer because they don't have the medication that they normally use to maintain it or whatever.
That's
considered to be a cruel and unusual punishment.
Okay, but I can't.
So that was not a Kamala Harris policy. And back to my point, you can say that that's a lie, but it's not a lie. You can look it up. She initially defended. She was against that given that care, gender affirming care, and she had to turn around and not support, but comply is the word I want to use. Comply with the law. Now look it up. So don't just come off your cuff and say it's a lie. You look it up.
Okay, because I was trying to figure out how are they going to be able to house these inmates, under what gender, and what population they're going to put them in if they are really a male and then turn them into the female. What are they going to do? Transfer them to a female prison? It's just weird to me. Mr. Buie, can you tell us how that is a true ad? The truth of that ad?
I think you meant to say Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue, yeah.
I mean, everything about it. I actually saw the entire video of Harris speaking at the trans conference, where she advocated and she said she was the one who pushed for gender affirming care and for sex changes for all inmates to be paid for by the government. It was at the trans conference. So if she was forced to do something, why would she brag about pushing it through?
Because now her position is most Democrat position they have become more friendly to the LGBTQ community, and they defend their civil rights. I'm just telling you about. I'm telling you what happened back when this incident happened. The truth of her actually trying to block it as the AG. She was either attorney AG or a prosecutor. I think it was AG.
Did you
She tried to block it, and then she had to comply with it because it's constitutional. You can't deny them that care.
But then she had to cater to the alphabet community.
Did you watch that conference? It's an hour and 40 minutes long. It's on YouTube.
I've seen the conference, and I have agreed that Democrats support LGBTQ rights. That's a fact. You don't get into
whatever it takes to get the vote. They support anything to get the vote, just like they support black people until they win. Then they push us back to the end of the line.
The Republicans support anything to get the vote of their base. So what's your point?
I know.
This is the Michael Buie show.
Is that the reason that she got kicked out of Africa? She couldn't come back to Africa because of that. Yeah, because of that.
They gave her $100 million.
I never heard that, but I won't say this untrue. Yeah. But I know that there are a lot of countries that will kill people for being gay. So I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
You know, if we go into a lot of Muslim countries, they kill us because we want to educate women.
Right.
So again, what's your point?
For real, because we don't want them to wear their heads covered. They don't even like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like
so talking about what other countries do to me is not even relevant.
And it's like this too. There are so many people that support Trump that are afraid to come out and won't say it. They won't say it. But when they go to that ballot, they'll vote for him because they'll go by experience. They're going by how nice it was and how good it was when he was in power. Now, you saying, Mr. Blue, that when that you can identify the choppiness of it, right? The editing of it. You can identify that, right, Mr. Blue?
Yeah, everybody. I mean, any movie I look at, people splice and cut.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so these are ads that they have to fit as much information as possible.
That's not what he's asking you. That's not what he's asking you. Can you tell that they're splicing together in a deceptive way to create a narrative?
I'm done.
Can you tell that?
I didn't say, hey, Coach Buie, I didn't say in a deceptive way because I don't know if it's deceptive. I'm not a brainiac.
Why even ask that question, Vince? Because everybody, if it's edited, it's edited. You got to edit anything.
Yeah, but I didn't say in a deceptive way, but I did see where that it was. All of them were spliced. But I did.
So why would you even bring that up then? I'm sorry, but you know,
I can see harshly. I can see harshly where that was spliced. Very much so. You know.
Yeah.
That was spliced very much so. We either lost him or he left. But anyway.
I could tell that the cuts were not in context. That one had nothing to do with the other. Now maybe that's me being a filmmaker.
No, I've seen it too. I've seen it too,
so that's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah, no, they was in different settings and everything. Like it was just.
But even the context, I'm saying
it was too erratic.
So I give you an example of where they do that in an ad, where attacking Trump. Trump says, "Only I can fix it," and they keep popping "Only I can fix it" throughout the ad, to show how arrogant and narcissistic he is, okay? But he didn't say that in each one of those environments. but the narrative was true. But they took what she said out of context. They didn't even acknowledge that she had to follow the law. She had no choice. If she would have, she actually took it, the administration took it to court and tried to defy giving gender affirming care, which Bruce said I lied, but check it out. And then she had to come back and enforce it. She had no choice. So look, read the Times. I mean, any number of reputable places would tell you that. So
Yeah, I think that everybody has to have their agenda, and they will put out there and say anything to win. Now we just did the Trump. We did the Trump attack on Kamala, and we're going to do the next one. We're going to do Kamala's attack on Trump. Let me get the next one. Kamala campaign ad against Trump. Sawyer. Hey, Mr. Blue, was you able to see that ad just then?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. Now, I need you to to defend that campaign ad because I totally disagree with that one. I wholeheartedly totally disagree with that one. Go ahead, Mr. Blue.
What part do you disagree with? It was a
I,
few parts.
I disagree with the whole thing.
Just tell me one part. That way I can keep it short.
As a matter of fact, because you had went out by mistake or whatever, it went out on you, and you didn't get to see the whole thing. And me concentrating over here, trying to figure out what happened, I missed some of it too. Sawyer, can you run that again, please? What I meant to say is I disagree with them all of that, except for the fact that he is aggressive. That's what I like about him. He's not passive, and he go get it. During his presidency, there were no wars because he cut the snake's head off. You know what I'm saying? And he's just aggressive, and ain't nobody gonna mess with him. So I need you to to go after that. I need you to attack that with a vengeance, like they said, Mr. Blue. I need you to attack that ad with a vengeance.
I'll just go by what I said earlier because this ad repeated it. As far as the monitoring of pregnancies, that's something. And I've read Project 2025, the Mandate for Leadership 2025, all 900 pages I've read, and not one page has anything about monitoring pregnancies. Not one page. If you show me that, I'll give you $1,000. I know it's not in there because I've looked at it. So the other thing is about him removing or trying to reduce Social Security and Medicare. That's another lie. If he had wanted to do that things, he would have did it when he was president in 2016. He has a track record of what he has done as president already. Kamala Harris doesn't have that.
And what is this revenge thing they're talking about, Mr. Blue?
If you watch the actual interview, they asked him what is going to be his revenge. Everybody is talking about his revenge. And he makes one statement: revenge will be my success. So basically he said him winning the presidency that success right there will be his revenge on everybody. Now, he also said in that same interview that he figured he would have the right to go after people like they're going after him, but he said he wouldn't do that. He said he needs to focus on making America great again, just like Bill Clinton said when he was elected. You know, Bill Clinton said it's good. Trump said it's racist.
Okay. Is there anything in that Project 2025 that states that he's going to defund K through 12?
What Project 2025 says is that if a school will lose funding if they do gender affirming indoctrination and those things, they will lose federal funding.
Okay,
Because
that makes more sense. That makes more sense. Yeah.
The school is supposed to teach math, reading, science, and literature.
Right.
You shouldn't be teaching a second grader. What do you think you like, boys or girls?
Right.
That's not should be the focus. And so they are a lot of the people in Congress want that removed. Even Democrats want that removed.
Right. Affirmative. Okay. So
what Democrats won't remove is you don't want to teach about slavery or about racism, the historical racism in this country, because it hurts your feelings. They don't want you to educate people that the state seceding was about maintaining slavery. They say, oh, it was state rights. It was the state right to keep slaves. They don't want you to teach that.
Yeah, but see, that's another topic. That's another topic.
Well, no, this is what they want to take out of education. They want, if you teach these things, they want to cut funding to those schools. That's what we just talked about.
That's not true.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what though, Coach? You know what, Coach? I kind of agree with that though. I mean, why teach? I don't want to teach my daughter about something that happened in the past, slavery.
If you ignore the past, you're doomed to repeat it.
You can't move forward. You can't go forward looking back. You
can't go forward if you ignore how systemic racism still continues to this day because of the structures that have been since the past.
Yeah, but at her early age, that'll have her thinking, oh, because of them white folks back in the day did that, these white folks ain't no good neither.
No, that's not what it's teaching.
No, that's what she might perceive.
No, that's not what it's teaching. What the teaching is, these things happen, and this is why you have this class of people that struggle to reach the same level. When whites came back from Vietnam, they got the GI Bill, and they got whipped. They gave them education. They put them in homes, gave them loans to get in homes. They denied those to black people. And so black people continue to struggle and be homeless or have a little hole in the wall. The welfare state was okay when it was lifting them up, but if you try to do a little incentive program to help black people get an education and get on an even footing, they don't want that, and so they want to destroy the education programs. They want to add billions of dollars to charter schools, which means they're going to take it away from the schools that poor and middle class people are going to. They want to give more money to rich people to send their rich kids to a rich school.
I just don't. I mean, me personally, this is me personally. I just don't see no need really to teach about something so negative and something that happened way in the back. It's in the past for a reason. It's in the past.
They want to decrease by billions of dollars Title I grants to states for high poverty schools. That's Republicans. That's Trump's party. Trump and the Republican leadership are enabling each other. They go hand in hand. You can't separate them.
Now the part about teaching slavery and homosexuality, I'm with that. I'm with that.
I didn't say anything about homosexuality.
No. I'm not talking about.
But they should be teaching that people have civil rights, regardless of who they are.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to be.
You're not supposed to be teaching sex that you can have sex with a boy if you're a boy. They shouldn't be teaching about that between heterosexual. But they should be teaching that people have civil rights, and you don't trample people's civil rights.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. But I think it should be me personally, math, English, science, and literature.
Well, you have social studies and you have history. You can't take social studies and history out of school.
Your history is in the past. That is.
You cannot take history and social studies out of school. That's part of your civil learning. That's part of what make people become a civilized society. You can't just teach people math and reading and say that's it. They've had history and social studies in school since I was a boy, and I'm 67 years old this month.
They teach you about damn Christopher Columbus. That was a lie. You know what I'm saying?
That was a big lie.
Big lie.
Christopher Columbus came here and enslaved people and took them back to England and enslaved them. Came here and killed whole alcoholic.
A damn alcoholic.
But they made him a hero.
I think we got.
But Trump is angry about them about you teaching about the true history of Christopher Columbus. They don't want you to teach about what happened to Trail of Tears. They want you to forget about the indigenous people.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they stole this land from them and then pushed them in the corner.
Oh yeah, well,
they're doing it wrong today.
Of course, they don't want you to teach that part.
So they don't want you to teach that, and it should be taught. People should be educated and have a chance for them to grow up to be people that respect others and don't trample on others.
I think like Agenda 47 is a amendment. Trump's amendment of 2025. So I think maybe we'll dissect that. If nothing else, any current event is not really relevant from now until next Thursday, because Agenda 47 was on our schedule. So people really need to know how what his real plan is.
So why does he talk about his agenda? Why is he just demagoguing immigrants and talking about
his agenda is everywhere.
Kamala? Why is he talking about his policies in his agenda?
Because he a damn dodo bird. He a genius and a dumbass at the same time. Mr. Blue, what you got to say about campaign ads? Do you really think they work? And do they work on followers, dumbass people, or do they work in general?
I'm not sure. I'm just trying to get past all the falsehoods that I've heard in the last few minutes. So I can pass on that.
Okay, well, we got time. We got 6 minutes to you got to rebut any falsehood you heard right now.
Okay, well, I want to talk about Black history being taught in schools because
Mhm.
people speak about things, but they haven't even researched it. People haven't watched one of Trump's speeches in its entirety where he talks about policy. He talks about how he's going to do these things. But of course, if you never watch it and if you only watch CNN, MSNBC, things like that, The View, you're not going to hear any policy because that's not what they spew. I have watched every single one of Kamala Harris's interviews. I watched her on James Cordone day before yesterday. I watched her on The View the day before that. I watch everything. That's what I do. That's how I stay. That's how you become an informed voter. I watch both sides because my family, we study. We don't vote straight ticket. We vote for who. My commissioner is Patton, the white lady Patton in Raleigh. I voted for her because I like how she's trying to organic food, things like that. We vote. I don't vote for political parties. I vote for policy.
Yeah, not
So
for a
that's the
party,
reason.
not for a party.
That's the reason. That's the reason why I watch everything. So when I hear, you know, people like Michael say, well, they're trying to remove history and all this in Florida. Florida passed a law in 1994 that requires the teaching to graduate from high school, to require the teaching of Black history, including slavery. That's like, so when I hear people say, well, that's uninformed.
What are you talking about 1994? We're talking about now.
He said it started in 94. He said it started in 94.
It has been a part of Florida's state curriculum since 1994 that Black history is a requirement to graduate from high school. But that's racist, right?
And that's on the government DeSantis. That's unbelievable.
Ron DeSantis defended his administration's decision to block a course of African American studies from state public schools.
But it didn't take effect, though.
No,
but that's what he tried to do.
Sergio, what you're not hearing, what he just read, is one of his websites that is not splitting specifics. It's grouping Black history, period. So anything, if somebody is gay and they happen to be Black, they're put up under that umbrella. This isn't about Black and white. It's about people that are gay, trans, and queer, and people that are not. They use
a ban on the AP
Black
African American Studies course is not a gay or queer thing.
But DeSantis, he against both of those. We already know that. Yeah, so but he tried to do it. He didn't do it. Since 1994, it's been mandatory for it to be taught in school. Anyway, it's been real. It's been another good one. We got 2 minutes, and I think we'll just reconvene next Thursday. And I think the topic will be Agenda 47 and any other current events that's relevant. And once again, I appreciate you guys. Y'all guys love each other so much. It shows. It really do. Look at that big baby down the bottom of the screen. That's my dude right there. I want my bonsai too. I ain't forgot about my bonsai either. I've been thinking about it.
I just pulled them in tonight because it's supposed to get in the 40s.
Oh, it is? I better bring mine in too then, my plants then.
It's chilly.
Okay, I love you guys, and shout out to Sawyer and Sean. Appreciate you guys. Peace, love, and hair grease.